Okay, hello. It's been a while since I've made a video. It's been a while since I've made a video. Um, I don't really want to make any cuts during this video just cuz I don't know. I like the authenticity of not cutting too much. So unless it's like noise or whatever, I'm probably just going to keep this one long form video. But there's been a few updates in my life, and I don't really remember what my old topic was. Sorry. But I did get feedback, and that made me realize that, like, this is actually getting to people. May not be a lot, but it's getting to someone, and that's all that matters. So, I've actually been wanting to make a video for a while, but I just haven't had, like, the time, the energy. Nothing has really come to mind. Um, but today, it was a pretty long day, so I wanted to give you guys a little update, but also share, like, a lesson that I've been learning, I'll continue to learn. Um, so currently, I am a junior in high school, and this is my first job. Like, it's a summer job. It's super cool, but I've come to learn, and again, I need to like reinstate or reinforce the fact that I'm continuing to learn. I feel like when a lot of people make these videos about like the moral of the story, the theme, how to blah 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 blah, how to upgrade your life, how to upscale, whatever, they make it seem like they have it all figured out, but the truth is no one does, right? So I just want to make that clear. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I like talking about what I think I'm doing, what I perceive. So life is like it's so beautiful, and for me it's the most beautiful when things are like ordinary, when I have a routine. So my job, not to like get into the nitty gritty, but basically I'm like a counselor for kids, and like all of these ordinary interactions, I don't know if it's my job in particular. It's probably a mix of both, like my job in particular, but also just like having a job in general. Because like when you're at school, like you're not really, it's strict, but to an extent. Like when I was in school, all that really mattered was like my grades. It doesn't really matter how well you get along with other people as long as you're not bothering them, not causing any trouble, whatever. But like when you're in a job environment, like you have to be nice to the people you're working with, and you have to be interactive. Like you have to be engaged, not just in the work. Like, or no, how should I say this? The work isn't really like individual. It's not always individual. It's very like teamworky. And that was a big reason of why I wanted to get a job, was because like I wanted to have better patience, because even in school when I'm working like in a group setting, I would whine whenever like the teacher would say like, hey guys, it's a group project. No, it's not. And I actually took two classes in particular that like taught me that. I took AP Seminar and AP Research. I enjoyed AP Research so much more. Granted, different, 2 different years, 2 different mindsets, but like the biggest difference for me, AP Research solo, AP Seminar with people, and it was just, I liked being able to work by myself. Um, and yeah, so this job has taught me a lot, and it's only been like a month. So definitely, I do think it's a big deal that I'm specifically a counselor because I am forced to work with kids. And I don't know. I think for me it's actually easier to be patient with children just because like they're kind of innocent. It's like they don't really know. Like they have like the age group that I'm with, they know what's right and wrong, but not so much why, if that makes any sense. Like if they steal, that's pretty obvious. They know right and wrong, and they kind of know why it's bad. But if like they might interpret something that for us is disruptive as something that's playful. You know what I mean? So you have to explain in that kind of context. So having patience with stuff like that is actually easier for me, in comparison to like if I'm talking to a person that's the same age as me, because it's like, dude, you should have enough social cues to understand why that's rude, you know? So yeah, I like the fact that I had this job. And actually, I wanted to work at a movie theater. Like, I really, really wanted to work at a movie theater this summer because I'm like, oh, I won't have to do anything. I'll just get paid, blah, blah, blah. Now that, like, I'm actually working, I'm happy that I'm, like, actively engaged. I'm happy that I'm not just, like, standing, and I'm happy that, like, well, granted, okay, this is, like, my interpretation of what it's like to be a movie theater worker. I don't really know, but I would think that you're, like, stationary for, like, most of the job, and then, you know, you check people's tickets, you're at a cashier, whatever your job is, and then, like, your one actual interaction is just some, like, Karen, like, yelling at you, oh, my son wanted to watch the Minecraft movie, and you didn't, like, bro. So, like, I'm happy. I'm happy that my interactions are mixed, but, you know, it gives me a higher sense of fulfillment. I feel like what I'm doing is actually contributing to something, you know? I have a purpose. Oh yeah. Next thing. This isn't really my job, but this also kind of contributes to the idea of, like, there's beauty in the ordinary. So, I would say even last year, during summer, I, like, held friend hangouts and just friendships in general to such a high, like, standard. And it kind of was, like, I want you to be, like, the ideal friend, but also it's just, like, even going out, how do I explain this? Going out with friends wasn't just going out with friends. It's, oh, this is a big event. I need to like lock in for this. This has to be like super, super fun. Otherwise it's not worth it kind of thing. This year, actually this week or last week, no, I think it was this weekend. My friends came over. We went to the park, played badminton. We all sucked. What do you call it? I let my sister play with us, and the age gap is just horrendous. I mean, she didn't know what was going on. But we had fun, 30 minutes, went home, baked banana bread, my friend's homemade banana bread recipe. It was so good, because me and my sister tried baking banana bread before, but we used a pre-made version, so it tasted like shit. But then we let it sit in the container, and it was actually pretty good. My coworkers ate it, she ate it, it was alright. But this one was so much better. And then we went swimming. Like, that I don't even know how many hangouts I've been to during, like, my span of being in high school, but that was probably one of the most enjoyable hangouts I've had. And I've gone to, I don't know, karaoke places, I've done festivals, I don't know, I've done some pretty extravagant hangouts, at least in my opinion. Like, I've done things that I would think are, like, Instagram worthy, but this was literally just sit and chill, and it was glorious. And yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's just such a big deal because I've genuinely had such a weird relationship with how I connect with others. Like, even now, I don't know whether to call them my friends, best friends, acquaintances. Right now, I think I would consider them my friends. But yeah, that's its own video. Moving on. Oh yeah, another big thing that I've been trying to, like, navigate through is figuring out not only patience but also, like, humility. And knowing my own limit. So, with patience, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, just, like, knowing when to, like, let loose and have a little bit of fun, and then also knowing, like, hey, we stop here. because I think for a lot of my life, like even in class, I'm always the type of person to ask a bunch of questions. And so much so that like my physics teacher last year would begin to get irritated and would do the thing of like, oh, ask your peers, because I'd ask her so many questions. But because now like I have to be responsible, I have to like, how can I explain this? Like now I'm being put in situations where I'm the only person that can respond to that. So it's either I respond to it or no one responds to it. So if the appropriate thing to do is respond to it, I have to be the one to do it, and I have to make that decision like, oh, this is my place. Like I have to do this. There's no one telling me, "Hey, do that." Does that make sense? When before like I could just, "Hey, do I do this?" So I mean, it's just, it's so cool. It's still kind of nerve wracking for me, but like, I like the fact that I can take initiative. Um, Learning humility. I guess, yeah, I'm pretty content with who I am, and I've also been like, um, okay, side story. A person that goes to my work used to go to my middle school. So, like, before, I had this, like, I would always be in this mindset of, like, oh, if I meet somebody from my old school, because I didn't really like my old school, like, I need to be better than them. Like, I need them to see, like, that I've had a glow up, that, I don't know, it's so cringy, bro. But, yeah, that was me, like, 2 years ago, even a year ago. And I've been off of social media because it's just, like, so stressful. So, like, honestly, I haven't really been in contact with them, like, and it wasn't even contact when I had Instagram. It was just like looking at their stories, seeing what they're up to, and I would like compare myself virtually. So lame. But yeah, he works there, and it's not the same like section, but it's like I see him often enough, and I just had this like realization. It's a dumb realization, but a realization where it's like, wow, like, he's just a dude, you know? And he, like, I used to hyperfixate in middle school on, oh, I'm smart, and that's why I'm better than you. I'm smart. Like, I always had to have a reason of why I'm better than, like, someone else, or why I'm not lame in comparison to them. Like, if they're pretty, like my mind would be like, oh, they're pretty, but I'm, you know, like it'd always be, I guess, a one up situation. And now it's just like asking him like how he's doing, and what's going on, and what's going on in other people's lives. Like, it's very curious. Like, I don't think I'm nearly as judgmental as I once was. So I think in that way I'm definitely more humble. It's just learning that like different people have different interests, and different interests don't make you better nor worse than anyone else. And then yeah, reaching, or like knowing my own limit. I think, especially working with children, I've gotten better at knowing when it's like, okay, I'm overstimulated, because kids can be really loud and really pushy, and sometimes they don't know that they're being pushy. They're excited. Sometimes they do though, but a lot of the time it's just genuine curiosity. So I think I'm glad that like I know when to take my break. I usually save my break until I need it. Not like need it to the point of like, oh, I'm in tears, but like when I'm really like, yeah, I'm tired, and then I'll take my 30, come back, and I'm brand new. So I think that's a good skill to have. Especially with balancing work and online school. I'd say I'm pretty content with where I am, and with what I'm doing, and the pace that I'm keeping. And then also on the weekends, I am learning how to drive. Am I the best driver? No, but it's also my second time, so, you know, I'll learn. I'll learn. And then, Yeah, so if there's anything I want to say, it's that a lot of life is just getting through it, because you're always going to have obstacles, whether they're like old obstacles or new obstacles. You're always going to have something in front of you, something to conquer, I guess. So the point of life isn't to like, how can I explain this? I guess the diamond and just overpower everything in your way. At least not for me. I think what makes me fulfilled, what gets me content, is just always building new tools, new skills, and learning how to deal with it, if that makes any sense. So that way it's not so much like I'm overpowering uh the obstacles in front of me, but I'm growing with it. If that makes any sense. I'm not the I don't know. In my mind, it clicks, but I've been told that sometimes my explanations are kind of booty. So let me know if that clicked. Um, I'm gonna eat, and yeah, I hope that whoever watches this kind of understands and can relate to it. And if you guys have any experience, I actually really liked the fact that people commented on my last video. Um, because yeah, even though like, listen, 2 comments, that's 2 experiences, 2 people. So if you guys have anything to add, like positive or negative, I'd be happy to read through them. So yeah, bye.